Masani. How do you do? And Eid Mubarak, my lovely ladies. Today we'll be talking about the 7 things in old money aesthetic that affluent men absolutely hate. Some of these styles remind men of embarrassing moments in their lives. Others are middle-class interpretations of old money aesthetic that are no longer used or taken out of context. So some of them are not things old money actually even wear anymore, or they might wear it only at a certain occasion. And middle class people who copy this aesthetic will copy it at the wrong place and time, making it look hilarious. And there's nothing that looks more awful than someone who's pretending they're old money when they're not, and acting assuredly. When, for example, as I said earlier in one of my videos, if you wear a tennis skirt outside of the tennis court or a yoga outfit in the wrong place, it looks hilarious. It does not look elegant at all, and you certainly would not pass for old money. A pro tip: it's much better to be honest that you're on your way leveling up rather than lying that you are an affluent, high-status, high-value person, because the moment you make a mistake, especially in etiquette, no one will forgive you, because there's certain unwritten rules of the elite. For example, one of Anna Bey's former students was saying she's an elite society coach, and people believed her, I even did. And this lady then made a huge blunder. So she's broke an unwritten rule of lacking cultural intelligence and said it's rather difficult and extraordinarily difficult for black women to have elegant hair. That is extremely rude, and that shows a lack of class, and she's saying she's a level up coach, and that made people wonder, they absolutely walked away and thought, she's probably a fraud on everything. There is no way that it is possible for that lady to be the society lady she says she is, because how on earth can she have relationships with international clients, right, in her job? Or if she's dating an elite businessman, she'd insult his clients and he would have to drop her. So how can you possibly be who you say you are with such poor, cultural intelligence? And there are tiny things like this that, if you were not born elite, you wouldn't know that that's a deal breaker. And people just walk away and never forgive you. But you can make a lot of mistakes like this if you say you're just leveling up and not double down. So the other problem with this former Anna Bey student is she doubled down on her mistake and said, no, and then she was saying, why are you ladies attacking me? What did I do? And doubling down on a lack of cultural literacy made women think, quite possibly she's not at all who she says she is. And that's why it's important to be honest and authentic and to be yourself. People respect honest, authentic people far more than someone pretending to be someone who they're not. The moment you have the wrong manners, break an unwritten rule, bam, no one forgives you. What's the first thing of old money aesthetic that affluent men absolutely hate on women. Preppy clothes. Men think it's ghastly and beastly, and Jeannie Sales said studies show that affluent men, and men in general, think that the preppy style is the most unattractive style on women. Affluent men do not want to date their sister. They want a fabulous prize out there. So wearing preppy clothes makes you less attractive. And also, preppy clothes are not at all like they're in the movies. In fact, preppy clothes look like this when I was studying at a preparatory school in the northwest of the United States. I wore this hideous uniform. And, you know, they're not sexy like in the movies, and they remind us of our most awkward times when we were battling acne with the dermatologist. And for those who make money, you are always the nerd, right? And those students, if you have noticed, who are the prom queen and king, the social lovey-dovey types, well, what happens to them? Well, the social king and queen are social because they're not that intelligent. So they have finished developing intellectually so they can focus on developing socially, as the rest of us are developing our brains to get ahead. Especially the new tech elite were likely bullied in high school and don't want to remember that experience at all. And the very cute little skirts that you see, well, you know my skirt is ugly, as you saw. The floozies would roll up the skirts and then the teachers would catch them and send them, you know, to the principal's office. It was not the desirable girls. It was usually the women who were, you know, a bit plump, or there was something wrong with them that made them less attractive, so they thought they can compensate it by being more easy, right? So it wasn't really the popular girls who were wearing the shorter skirts by rolling them up. The so-called preppy style is not what women wear to find a husband. In fact, the preppy style is the rich white men's niqab for their daughters, so that other men their age, their colleagues and friends, don't hit on their daughters because they date women slightly older, almost old enough to be their own daughter. So they don't want their business associates to think that their daughter is available to date yet. So that's why she wears school clothes, sporty clothes, nothing to show that she's a sensual woman. That is a different style called classic chic, that when I recover, I will go into and explain the new rules of old money aesthetic and what women wear today and not in the 90s, which is what's popular now, is people looking at 90s photos of affluent people and they see them in a school setting and think, oh, we should wear that, when the point of that is to not be seen sexually. Women would wear preppy clothing to borrow from the boys, to dress like, from the Seven Sisters universities like Vaasa, Bryn Mawr and so on, they would wear these preppy style masculine sports clothes so that they would be taken more seriously academically, that they were there to study and not there to find a boyfriend. That is the whole point of preppy style. The point of preppy style is so that women are taken seriously in their studies, to show that they are not there to date and attract men. The style is deliberately to make women less attractive, to show how focused they are on their grades. Even the Encyclopedia of Aesthetics says that this is not a style affluent people wear outside of sporting events after university. Instead, they wear what's called professionally classic chic, though the Encyclopedia of Aesthetics claims it's vintage. As a couturier, I can say it's classic chic. That is what people wear, and not preppy after they finish university. Please share, like or hate, and subscribe and comment below. Ciao!